They are cracking because God refuses to confuse survival with freedom. I don't give a what they say. I will not be satisfied with survival. I wish I had somebody in here. And shame on people like Byron Donald, who wants to be the next governor of this state. The devil is a liar. And shame on that, I almost called him a bad word. Shame on Tim Scott and all those others who want to act like we just ought to be happy because of where we are. Nobody saying nothing to me in here. Y'all better hear me. There are forms of faith in this moment. Christian nationalism, evangelicalism, Franklin Graham. Come on, I ain't scared of nobody. There are forms of faith in this moment that have wrapped God in a flag instead of keeping their eyes on the cross, and they have replaced humility with dominance. And they now want to believe America is God's country. And God said, I'm going to let the ship break apart until everybody gets free. Y'all ain't got to talk to me. It'd be all right. They promise moral order, but they have baptized power instead of repentance. They bless the nation, but refuse to confront its sin. And when patriotism replaces Christ, religion stops liberating and starts confining. And God never promised to preserve a nation that silences the gospel and treats the gospel as a weapon. And God will never bless America until we stop trying to have power over people and keep some people. God will not bless America. Jeremiah Wright was right. There are economic systems that told us if we worked hard enough, everything would be all right. They promised opportunity, stability, and progress. But now people of brown skin are exhausted. Women are exhausted. People are underpaid. And we're still falling behind. Productivity is celebrated while humanity is drained. And when an economy requires people to be consumed to keep functioning, God said, I'm going to let it fall apart. There are educational spaces that once promised liberation, education, imagination, but now history is being sanitized. Books are being banned. Critical thinking is treated like rebellion. Hear me. Education that stops forming minds and starts managing narratives needs to be broken apart. When truth becomes dangerous, the structure's got to run aground. There are democratic ideals that promised participation and shared power, but now access is being narrowed, voices are being suppressed, cynicism is encouraged. Any system that fears participation is already collapsing. Family, hear me clearly, even those of y'all that are uncomfortable right now. These structures are not cracking because God abandoned us. They are cracking because God refuses to confuse survival with freedom. I don't give a what they say. I will not be satisfied with survival. I wish I had somebody in here. And shame on people like Byron Donald, who wants to be the next governor of this state. The devil is a liar. And shame on that, I almost called him a bad word. Shame on Tim Scott and all those others who want to act like we just ought to be happy because of where we are. We want liberation. We want equity. And until we get it, God, tear this country up. Sit down. Now post that. Tear it up. Break it up. Destroy this country. Take it down so it can be rebuilt to be what it's supposed to be, where we are not judged by the color of our skin or by our gender, but by the content of our character. Tear this country the hell apart. Because you do know in chapter 28, they get a new ship. Come here, y'all ain't helping me. You do know they get a new ship for everybody that wants to come out and talk about he wants America to be destroyed. Yes, I want this one to be destroyed so the new one can be built where everybody's on the same level, where nobody looks down at anybody else, where everybody has an equal opportunity. God, give us a new ship. So now, number two, survival is not uniformed. What you mean by that? Ooh, this is going to get real good. Read the text again. Some swam, others got on planks, others got on broken pieces. Some swam, which meant they needed no help. Some folk got on planks, which means they need a whole lot of help. Back that up, say it again. When neutrality, not taking a stand, being silent. I'm not on either side. That ain't my calling. I'm just gonna love Jesus. When neutrality requires suffering to continue uninterrupted, the structure is already sinking. Okay. If you just being quiet in your marriage to keep the peace and suffering in silence, the structure's already collapsing. Ain't nobody saying nothing to me in here. Y'all better hear me.